Well, Southwest Airlines posting a third quarter profit of $205 million just weeks after announcing it's acquiring AirTran. CEO Gary Kelly joining us now from Dallas to talk about it. Thanks for being here, Gary. Appreciate it as always.
Great to be with you, Poppy.
Looking at these numbers versus the loss of $16 million a year ago, obviously a big shift in the economy. But overall, what are you attributing this to?
Well, it's just, what a difference a year makes. First of all, obviously we've tried to do a lot of things to grow our revenues. Our revenues were up almost 20% year over year in the quarter. And adjusting for capacity, our unit revenues were up 16.1%. So we've done a number of things to continue to optimize our flight schedule, move airplanes where they're more popular with customers. We've added 4 new cities in 2009 that have come online very strong. Huge gains in the Denver market as an example. So we've just done a number of things to fine-tune our revenue production, and obviously it's paying very handsome dividends for us.
Looking at oil prices, I was reading through your earnings release this morning. It looks like you're hedging somewhere between $90 and $105 a barrel for 2011 into 2012. Is that what you're looking at in terms of where you think crude is going?
We've got protection below $105 a barrel. So, yeah, somewhere in the 90s is where our hedge is in the money, if you will. And we're hedged out through 2014. We definitely need to be protected, and we need to be protected beyond those levels. I think there's obviously a real risk that energy prices will continue to climb, and particularly if the dollar weakens here in the near term. So I wish they would stay here in the 80s or drop into the 70s and maintain that stability. But we'll need to have the protection in place in case prices go higher.
How big is your concern, Gary, that we'll see a run-up in energy prices once we see a significant turn in the economy and if we have that dollar weakness?
Oh, it's going to happen. I mean, there's my concern is absolute, and there's no question in my mind that we'll see higher energy cost. I think then it just becomes a question of how high is high. And we don't know, and that's, of course, why we have hedging in place. But I would be very concerned if the economy, in fact, does start growing. It's not, the economy is in terrible shape right now, and we're not creating any jobs at all in this country. So, in fact, we're proud at Southwest that we're bucking that trend. We will be growing. We will be adding airplanes. We will be creating jobs.
What are those hiring plans looking out 1 year from now? I mean, is it significant hiring we'll see by your company?
I hope so. In other words, it's all the stimulus for Southwest is the acquisition of AirTran. That's what creates the opportunities for us to expand. It gives us the profits that we need to justify making investments in more aircraft. So I would hope that we can, over the next 5 to 7 years, add maybe 50 to 100 aircraft, and we have about 60 employees per aircraft.
And just finally, back on that note, you saying the economy is in terrible shape. What are you seeing from your customers, from leisure travelers to business travelers? Who's willing to spend? Who isn't willing to spend? Because obviously a record third quarter for you, something is going right. People are spending.
It's really two different perspectives. One is the macroeconomic view, and then the other is the view that we have here at Southwest Airlines, which is much better than the broad view. We're a low-fare leader in America. We don't charge for bag fees. We don't charge when you change your flight. And we actually have a much better outlook than what we see in the broader economy. In the broader economy, there are plenty of companies out there that still have frozen headcount and are not hiring. They've frozen salaries, and they're managing almost on a month-to-month basis. We've seen a return of business travelers in particular, but we haven't seen the return to previous levels. So while business travel is up from 2009, it's nowhere near what it was in 2008 or 2007. So the economy still has a long way to go, in my opinion.
Gary, thanks so much for your time this morning. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Poppy.